Hello and welcome to the video. Each villager in Animal Crossing New Horizons is blessed with a uniquely designed interior for their home. Now most of these are a huge improvement over their homes in previous games in the series, but in spite of this, I can't actually find the video ranking villager houses anywhere, so I thought I'd wedge my muscular frame into that gap. So here it is, another addition to the oversaturated amount of top 10 ranking videos here on YouTube. Top 10 Animal Crossing New Horizons villager houses.
Interior Edition.
So I began this process by sifting through every single villager's house using numerous sources, primarily Wikipedia and a Beltree forums thread created by the user Meg the Egg. I then created a shortlist of 37 houses which had both a unique and good design and also most suited the villager that they belong to. Then from this shortlist, I picked the top 10 and carried out the tricky, tedious task of ranking them from best to worst, in my opinion. The other houses that made the shortlist, but didn't quite hit the mark, will be included in some honourable mentions near the end of the video. Every source I used will be included in the description below, so if you do want to check out other villager houses that you haven't seen in game yet, or aren't included in this video, then by all means guys, please feel free to check those out. Now this video will focus solely on house interiors, however if you do enjoy the video, maybe let me know in the comments below and I can get an exterior top 10 going if that's something that you people are interested in. So starting us off, we got Victoria, and she's a racehorse and her house is a racetrack, and this is a perfect example of a villager being given an interior that fits their theme perfectly. And although there is an abundance of other villagers who've also received similar treatment in New Horizons, I personally think that Victoria deserves special recognition, as she's not an overtly popular villager, but her house just makes me like her and her whole theme a whole lot more. The use of those springy ridey things as bloody horses on a racetrack is also just mwah! Now the main reason for her being bottom of the list is just because her house is so focused on catering to her theme that it leaves little to no room for not much else really. Her theme is just so good though. I mean, she had to make the list. Here he is, everyone's favourite office cat. I mean, you guys probably know the drill by now. It's Raymond, the villager who's so popular he can start a war just by being in boxes. This is another example of a themed house that just fits the villager brilliantly. There's one or two other villagers who have a similar sort of office themed house. I did come across them whilst browsing the Nukipedias and stuff like that, and they all do it quite well to be honest, but Raymond, he's just the best of the best. Although I do feel like there's a little something missing in that bottom right corner, you know, maybe a little chill zone for the heterochromia hero. I mean, surely all work and no play makes Raymond a dull kitty, am I right? Next up is my boy, Julian. Julian's a unicorn, and unicorns do tend to be mysterious, mythical creatures, and being a certified Shamoony Boony himself, it would only be right for Julian to have a home that displays that air of mystery left, right and centre. Now his home is basically made up of the star themed furniture, you know, the Taurus, Aries stuff, all that jazz, with the cloud flooring, which is, by the way, my favourite flooring. And you can't get much more mystical than all that, in Animal Crossing, at least. Now, the only thing that doesn't really click with me is this house not really feeling much like a home. I guess he could use the blue moon thingy as a bed, but other than that, not really getting abode vibes. The crystal ball is a nice touch though, as unicorns do tend to communicate telepathically. The more you know, am I right? Now, number 7. This was a tricky one. A toss-up, if you may, between two absolute titans of Animal Crossing fame, Audie and June. Now, both of these villagers' houses do provide that tropical vibe, however June's interior leans heavily into a mermaid theme, which, don't get me wrong, is cool, but sorry guys, this spot belongs to Audie. Audie's interior is just so chill. Now, I want you to shut your eyes and picture this. You're laying on a sun lounger, on an island far away from civilization. A cool, tropical breeze blows over you whilst you listen to the sound of the waves gently rolling up the beach. You slosh your cocktail around in a glass, and just before you take a sip of that fruity, refreshing beverage, you open your eyes. Where are you? Boom! Audie's gaff. Love the floor, love the wallpaper, love the decor. Just a perfect theme for this particular game. Why isn't it higher, you ask? I like these others more, but 7 out of 400 odd? Come on, it ain't bad. Now guys, please bear with me. 6 and 5 are about to be two potentially controversial choices, but they just make me so happy. I hope you're ready for a highly concentrated dose of Surf's Up, because this spot belongs to Plucky. Who you ask? Well, Plucky, Chicken Joe's younger sister, who lives and breathes tropical island goodness. Her house basically consists of an assortment of different surfboard designs and a stall that sells ice lollies. Why is she on this list, let alone this high, you ask? Well, for one, this interior just suits the theme of this game perfectly, and two, although maybe not the most homely of homes, this does just look like somewhere I'd want to be. For example, if I had Plucky on my island and I was just sat chilling in this chair right here, I think I'd be pretty content with the world. Chops. Number 5 was Chops. Now, Chops sadly left my island about a week ago, and I'm still reeling from the loss, mainly because I love chilling with the main man in his exquisitely decorated interior. Now, Chops looks to me as if he's supposed to be a British pig, especially since his main outfit does resemble that worn by the Queen's Guard in England. Because of this, his house just screams typical outsider's interpretation of a British person's home, and I love it. I can just sit here imagining Chops coming home from a long day's work. I'm going to put my hat on, coat on this, stand by the door, and then he'd sit down in his chair, light up a cigar and kick back by the fire. I mean, what a top lad. I'll get him back one day. There are quite a few house interiors that actually do utilise a design inspired by Eastern Asian cultures, and I was really tempted to include Pico's house in this spot, but this is the House of the Dragon. A villager as unique as Drago really deserved a unique house, and boy did Nintendo deliver. I mean, perhaps one of the most striking interior designs in the game, with the red and black colour scheme. Drago's house just uses symmetry to its advantage to provide a rather functional design that does have enough storage space with those imperial chests to please Smaug himself, whilst also managing to remain very pleasing to the eye. I mean, look at the centrepiece table of this home. It just provides plenty of munch to satiate the ever-growing hunger of a ferocious dragon such as this lad right here. And the only thing preventing this from actually breaking the top 3 spot, because I do really like this house, is Drago being a lazy villager. And the lad needs a bloody bed. Maybe chuck out that imperial partition in the middle and replace it with something that he can collapse on after a hard day of sitting on his ass doing jack. Top 3 now. Welcome to the big leagues, boys. Taking the bronze, we got Eric. Now, all of the villagers with ice-themed houses could have been contenders for this list, honestly. All the penguins have pretty great interior designs that suit them to a T. However, Eric just manages to stand out amongst the crowd due to the clean layout of his home. Everything from the bed to the sleigh to the little ice bar in the corner just brings so much character to this house, and that fits with Eric's theme perfectly. To top it all off, you got that really unique wallpaper which almost looks like a painting and makes the house feel a lot more alive. Honestly, I rate this design a 10 out of 10. Nice one, Eric. Although one more trip to IKEA wouldn't have been a bad idea. There's a tiny chunk of space just at the bottom of that bed which could do with some additional clutter. Now, talking of villagers with homes that are perfect for their theme would be impossible without mentioning the absolute kingpin of the subject, Kabuki. Now, Kabuki's house is a true sight to behold. It's an expertly crafted Japanese-inspired design that is the perfect home for this cool cat with a strong everlasting love for the Japanese theatrical arts. Not only this, but we finally got a really unique themed house which doesn't cheap out on all the villagers' basic needs, floor bog included. Put that together with the ideal decorative accents such as the row of bonsai trees and that sleek wooden plank on the wall, and you've got a true top tier house. Also, the use of the bamboo partitions to segment the different areas of the house is great, and I just hope to see more segmented house designs like this in future games in the series. Now we're in the home stretch. Before I reveal number 1, let's just take the time to honour the DIY Daddies, who despite having amazing houses, did not make the final cut. So here we have it, folks, the number one spot, and I bet no one saw this one coming. It's Tasha. Now this design bloody rocks. It blew me away the first time I saw this. Now Tasha is a gloomy girl, and not only does this house emphasise that personality trait, it also looks like a full-on home. Like, this is probably the only house on this list which would give me proper inspiration for designing my own interior in Animal Crossing. There are obviously other houses like this which look homely and unique, but honestly, none of them express the personality of a villager as much as Tasha's house does. It's also a full house for once, which is also nice. All the household furniture you could ever need is included, and on top of that it's got entertainment, plant life to spice things up a bit, and a badass thunder and lightning wallpaper which looks like it would be really, really relaxing to go to sleep to. That's why I think Tasha has the best house in all of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to drop a sub and put any other video recommendations or just general discussion stuff in the comments below. I've got much more Animal Crossing content on the way, as well as some other stuff which I'm looking forward to putting out. Take care guys, and I'll see you in the next one.